Assalamu alaikum. I'd like to offer my condolences to all of you for the Shahada of Imam Ali. I want to share with you a poem that I've written. It's inspired by one story that Sheikh Faizi told in his majlises last year. And it's about this companion of Imam Ali who he's standing in Muawiyah's court. And Muawiyah asks him in a very taunting, to taunt him, he asks him, where are all of your sons? And he's trying to get the companion to put the blame on Imam Ali for killing his sons, because all of his sons fought for Imam Ali and they died in battle. But instead of putting the blame on Ali, on Imam Ali alayhi salam, this companion very bravely and eloquently begins to praise Imam Ali and talks about his qualities and his virtues. And so I tried to incorporate that story into this poem, as well as some of Imam Ali's wasiyah when he advises his loved ones about how to, when he advises his loved ones. An old father stands, ailing, frail, who has patiently borne life's travails, before a man atop a throne who acts as though it were his own. Old man, calls out the quasi-king. A cruel leer plays on his lips. Where are your sons? I see them not. The trap is laid, prey in its grip. He knows full well where those sons are, words barbed with pain of bygone days. But the old man does not take the bait. He meets the tyrant's even gaze. My sons were martyred, he replies. He dares the king to ask by whom. They were martyred at Ali's side. His voice rings with pride across the room. Still the tyrant pokes and prods, hopes latent grudges to revive. Don't you resent your sons are dead, while Ali's sons are yet alive? Says the father, I have but one complaint, a wound that pains me more than knives, that Ali is dead and has gone ahead, while I am yet alive. Forced to eat his ill-hewn words, beaten at his wicked game, the king demands, describe Ali, spitting out the name. Ali was just, frugal with words, a man of strength, a man of tears, a man who felt another's pain, who would quake in prayer with fear. Ali was always deep in thought. To him the night vigil was dear. Simple food and simple dress, each man as friend and peer. A friend even to those he ruled, to each one's needs he would attend. A friend to those of truth and faith, a friend to those who had no friend. When Ali stood before his Lord, he'd grip his beard with knuckles white, dismiss this dunya as thrones and gold, seeking eternal light. He would not take both milk and salt with his last sahur of barley bread. I wish to meet my Lord hungry, to Kulthum, he said. These words shake the assembled crowd, so much so they weep aloud. The tyrant's ruse bursts, it seems, as he seethes at his foiled scheme. But before Ali was mourned by men, by human tongues and human pens, there was the lament of his courtyard geese, who obstructed his passage, could find no peace. They sensed the hint of impending farewell, of the martyrdom bestowed from above. His footsteps spelled out his final farewell as he walked to the masjid, and the geese could tell. As he passed the doorways that testified to the nighttime services he'd provide, a well-wisher rushed through Kufa's streets, but God decreed their paths not meet. Of his life, but 45 hours remained, but he did not let them pass in vain. He summoned those closest to his heart, for he had yet wisdom to impart. I urge you always to fear God, to abide by truth and by his book, to abandon all it has outlawed, So it says not, my right they forsook. Forbid what is evil, enjoin what is good. Stand against the oppressor and with the oppressed. This dunya's trials must be withstood. Trade not solidarity for anything less. Crave the akhirah over this world. Leave no wrong unredressed. Stay the path of prophethood. Unite as the ummah Allah has blessed. My son, I was struck but by one man. Heed not the whisperings of rancor. Avenge if you must, but forgive if you can. Make justice and mercy your anchor. And if retribution you choose to exact, justice mandates one strike and no more. Leave the body of my killer intact. A strike for a strike and no more. As people around him began to mourn, these words echoed from the niche to the grave. By the Lord of the Kaaba, in which I was born, I have achieved what I so craved. Salawat.